Hi, my name is Steve Nowotniak. I'm an occupational therapist and I live with a bipolar disorder. Now, I was diagnosed in August of 2002 during a week-long hospitalization for severe depression. And that mental fog, that body fatigue, that haunting hollowness and hopelessness is an experience that I will never forget. I also was terrified because even though up until that point, I earned my Eagle Scout when I was 14. I self-designed my master's degree through Buffalo State College. I hiked, biked, sailed, and canoed for 8 months down the East Coast from Buffalo, New York, down to Key West, Florida. And I gave presentations along the way to over 1,000 youth on the values of volunteerism and education, and did 230 hours of community service myself along the way. And even though I had accomplished all these things, I was in the hospital and I had no idea how to live. I also was wrestling because now the terms of mentally ill and disabled, they now applied to me. After I was discharged and I was going through my process of learning how to live with this, I got tired of coping with an illness and watching my life pass me by as I was waiting to find the right combination of meds and my body to get adjusted to them, and all the while talking about my feelings, and again, just watching life pass me by. In the process, I started to then shift my perspective, and I shifted it from having a bipolar disorder to understanding a bipolar condition. I shifted from looking at ways to manage and cope with an illness to focusing on developing a relationship with myself and getting to know myself in my own skin. I looked from coping with symptoms to learning and how to accommodate the needs that I have. And then also shifting from focusing on the struggle to what meaningful actions that I can take and control. I got involved with a program. It was called Vocational and Educational Support for Individuals with Disabilities, or VESID. And through that, they helped me identify a career that would allow me to use my gifts, talents, and interests, and at the same token, help again accommodate the needs of that bipolar condition. And that introduced me to occupational therapy. I went back to school. I got my occupational therapy assistant and also continued on to get my license. Now, as an occupational therapist, I've worked with a lot of different people from a lot of different ages. I've everywhere from a couple months old to in their late 90s. I've worked with a variety of conditions, everywhere from a physical injury such as carpal tunnel or a break, to a surgery recovery like a hip replacement or a knee replacement, to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease where you have trouble breathing, to traumatic brain injury where the mind and thinking and memory, to developmental disabilities with autism and learning disabled. I've also been in a variety of settings, such as a hospital and a nursing home. I've been in schools. I've also been with home health in people's homes, helping them do what they need to do. And what I have found is that regardless of the person, regardless of the situation, regardless of the condition, regardless of the setting, universally we are all imperfect beings requiring skills and tools to accommodate needs to have a desired quality of life. And that brought me to why I've written the book, Handbook for Healthy Living with a Mood Disorder. Because it's about having those skills to help address those needs in order to live a desired quality of life. And in this book, I'm going to help you identify and distinguish yourself from the condition. That was the main thing that I had to learn about, is what was me and what was embellished by my condition, and how do I know the difference and work with that. Second thing is to help create that external structure that can help support that desired quality of life or purposeful direction while you're having that internal chaos and those intense experiences. Because when we're in those moments, it's difficult to kind of keep perspectives. And so there's value in creating that external structure that can kind of help carry you during that. Third thing is that our experiences are personal. And so it's really important that we are creating our own plans that we develop and are customized based on our own needs, our own interests, our own passions. And then use that plan to help us develop an overall sense of wellness. Because it's not about it's not about an illness, it's about a condition, and it's really about our lifestyle. Again, so that we can live a desired quality of life. I found that while living with a mood disorder or condition, it's an atypical experience, but we're not alone. There are lots of different groups, there are lots of people who are living with this condition. And I invite you to check out my website, www.handbookforhealthyliving.com, where you can find out information about the book and the tools. And also, I have my own personal blog on there where I share about when I'm facing some of my situations and challenges and how am I using the tools in the moment. Like, what's the thought process that I'm doing inside to help me work through that challenge so that I, again, can continue moving forward in a desired quality of life. I'm human, and I'm living with it. One of the things that I find is that quotes and mantras can be very powerful things to help center a thought and direct action. And being able to have those throughout the day can make a big difference. And so what I would like to do is end this video sharing with you one of the most powerful and supportive quotes that I have found for myself and that I use for myself very regularly. And that is a quote by Henry Ford. And that is, believe you can, believe you can't. Either way, you're right.